It's day 17 of Veganuary, and today I want to talk about having vegan for dinner. And no, I'm not advocating cannibalism, although vegans are delicious. So today I just want to talk about what it's like to have a vegan over for dinner if you're not vegan and you're just looking for some tips on how to cater for us. The good news is it's actually not that hard. There are a few things to consider, but it doesn't need to be a nightmare. Okay, so if you're a non-vegan and you're thinking about having a vegan over for dinner, or if you're a new vegan and you're going somewhere for dinner at somebody else's house and they want to know what to cook for you, they want some help, okay. It doesn't have to be a minefield, and no, you shouldn't have to take your own food with you. That would be awkward. That's just awkward for everybody. So, let's find ways to live together. So, cooking for a vegan, it doesn't have to be hard, okay. The first thing I want to say is talk to them, find out what they like and what they don't like. If they've been a friend of yours for a while, you probably know the kind of things they eat. Now, if their favourite thing used to be roast lamb, obviously don't offer them roast lamb or any animal products, because that's really disrespectful. And as I mentioned in a previous video, that can really do a lot of damage to friendships if you're not going to respect their decisions. So, bit of an obvious one. Ask them the kind of things that they enjoy eating. They might have suddenly discovered a new thing and they say, oh, can I have this, can you make this for me? Or they might say, oh, don't worry, I'll bring something ready and you can just pop it in the oven and serve it up with everybody else's. Or if it's a buffet, it's a lot easier because then vegans, we can just bring our own stuff, As a general rule, it's really not hard to cook for a vegan. If you're cooking a dish, just check out all the ingredients and make sure that you take out the animal ingredients and do a vegan version of the dish you're going to do. So, for example, if you're going to make like a risotto or a pasta dish or a curry, it's quite possible that you're able to maybe put some of the ingredients to one side and do them in another pan with some vegetables instead of the meat, and just put the meat in a different pan. Or depending on what it is, you may be able to prepare it all together and then just separate it at the end and add the meat or the dairy products just to the other dishes and not to the plate that you're going to serve to the vegan. Don't assume that vegans like mock meats or that they like vegan cheese, because many of us don't. I don't mind some of them, but it's certainly not my favourite thing, okay? But it's always nice to be as inclusive as possible. So if you can try and make the same meal for the vegan, just with a few tweaks as everybody else, that would be lovely. Obviously, as vegans, it would make us happy if you want to cook vegan for everybody, because it's actually very, very easy to do. There are lots of wonderful recipes out there which will please, the meatiest of meat eaters as well. So don't be afraid to have a go at some vegan cooking. That's a wonderful way to do it. If it's like a buffet, there are some very, very easy things that you can prepare. Like finger food, you can buy the Linda McCartney range do sausage rolls. They also do sausages that you can do things with and wrap in pastry. I sometimes wrap them up in croissants. The Just Roll instant pastry, the croissants and the beurre au chocolat actually, but the croissants are vegan. So what I do sometimes is if I take a Linda McCartney sausage and I wrap it up in the little triangle of croissant pastry, and that is really awesome and very, very easy to do. Okay. There are lots and lots of easy things for buffet. Obviously, you can provide hummus. I don't know a single vegan that doesn't like hummus. Obviously, check. But most of us love hummus. Get us a big array of hummus and olives and bread and breadsticks. Just make sure there's no milk or any animal products in there. And, pieces of vegetables for us to dip in, like carrot sticks, cucumber, peppers. These are really, really easy things for us to eat. And we really, really appreciate it if somebody takes the time to cater for us when we go out for a meal at somebody's house. Because very often we kind of get forgotten and they're like, oh yeah, I think you can have the salad. And you're like, so I have to have a bowl of salad and that's it for my dinner? Okay. Right, not coming here again. So, do think about it, because a bowl of salad is not going to fill somebody up. If I go to a barbecue or something, I'm probably going to want the whole bowl, that they've provided for everyone. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to eat all of that, and even then I'm still going to be hungry. Do you have any bread? So do think about what we can have, and make sure that you have enough for your vegan guests, because it's very, very easy to underestimate the amount of the portion that you need to provide for a vegan. Meat is obviously very filling. Dairy is very filling when you're eating those products. So if you're eating, if you've made a pasta dish and you're serving everyone else the pasta with, I don't know, pieces of chicken in it or something, and you're just serving the same amount of pasta to the vegan without the chicken, that's not going to be as filling, and the risk is that they're still going to be a bit hungry afterwards. So give them a bigger portion, or give them something on the side as well to go with it. You know, give them a bowl of salad as well, maybe give them a bit of hummus or something to add on to it as well to make it more substantial, because that's the thing, when you're eating plants, it doesn't fill you up as quickly, okay? Many of the plant foods, especially you know, in their more raw forms, they just don't fill you up, and we will still be hungry afterwards, and that's just very awkward, okay? As far as desserts go, it is very, very kind to make an effort for dessert for us, because it can be very, very difficult. I mean, there are a few off-the-shelf ones that you can buy. You can buy something really posh if you want to, like a Booja Booja ice cream, or you can buy little cornetto cones from Tesco in their free from section. They are actually vegan friendly. Or you can just experiment with a recipe online and, you know, do an amazing vegan cheesecake or something using tofu tea soft cheese or something like that. So there are lots and lots of options. So what I really wanted to say today is catering for vegans is really not that hard. You know, ask us if you're not sure. We may even be able to give you some recipe ideas, or just tell you how to adapt the recipe that you already had in mind. So what I'd like to know from you today, because I love to hear what you think, what are the best recipes for you to recommend to non-vegans to cook for vegan guests? Leave a comment down below and remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.